All right, I'll take a look at stocks today, trying to rebound after yesterday. But a lot of this momentum early on, I say what you will, has to come from media-related stocks. The understanding being if they're doing better or percolating a little bit more than thought, then maybe that's a sign of better things to come. And this is no more illustrated than in the pursuit of what is known largely as a print property, Tribune Publishing, of course, the LA Times among many of its premier listings. Michael Ferro is the big cheese who runs that. He's the chairman, invested in this, and was so impressed with the direction and where things could go if you leverage off all the digital stuff. He's all in, and all about rejecting Gannett's latest acquisition offer. I guess you didn't like the price, right?
No, I did not like the price.
All right, why not?
They're not. It's a great deal for Gannett, but Tribune has so many assets, just not the LA Times and Chicago Tribune, but they have great brands. But most importantly, we have almost 60 million monthly unique users. And right now, our issue is that we're only averaging a little over $1 for those users. LA Times alone has 36 million people a month viewing their content.
That leverage off that, because as you were saying, there are plenty of online sites and all that do at a much bigger factor than you.
So the issue is Tribune, they haven't really invested in technology. We've only been there, my team and I, and the board brought me on 12 weeks ago. And we've already had huge improvements in places we've put a little technology, but we don't even have a CRM system in place. We're upgrading our CMS, which is how you manage content. Right. We're using one from Jeff Bezos at the Washington Post. We're doing a deal with them to bring their CMS to us. But the other thing is that we need to use the same technologies Facebook and Google do with AI and deep learning to understand more.
You know,
I'm sorry.
Jargon and acronyms. But in other words, the metrics are more favorable than to your industry, particularly Tribune, than people appreciate. But again, it's hard to tell that to those who might want to acquire you, right? It's not surprising, you know, Gannett, owner USA Today, so many other papers would try to lowball a first offer. Do you think that's what they're up to, that this is because there's been a lot of nastiness back and forth?
I don't think there's nastiness. I'm actually really good friends with the chairman, Jeff Lewis. I just think it's normal. If I was Gannett, I would be trying to buy us too at the price they did, because it's a steal of a deal. It's great for Gannett shareholders. It's not good for Tribune shareholders.
All right, but when I look at what you're trying to do, and you shook things up, came in, got rid of some people that wanted to focus on this, I always wonder how the newsroom reacts to a guy like you coming in, and how, you know, at the various editorial levels, they're responding to the message you're sending.
Well, I can't speak for our journalists, but we are a content-first culture, because we truly believe it doesn't matter all the technology in the world is great. If you don't have great content that's curated and verified, we have nothing. And we have great. We've won a Pulitzer last week. We have 92 of them. And what we have to do is take care. In fact, we announced raises for our journalists yesterday, first time in 8 years. And we're actually going to be building bureaus around the world, because we think the content is the king for making this success.
But you always hear the rap, and you are counting this because you're investing in it, obviously, that print is dead. But you've specified content is not.
No,
and it's how that's leveraged, the platforms it's used. And that's what you think is unappreciated in the price, right?
Well, I think people at Netflix and Jeff Bezos, Amazon, the guys at Google all understand original content is very expensive to produce. We do it very cost effectively. You're creating original content right now. You are a journalist, and people are paying right now to see you. Somebody's paying when they put an ad up.
And so it doesn't matter the device you're on. It could be
doesn't
TV,
matter, right?
phone.
So I agree. The print paper, there will be a day, but on all, we want to create and curate content for all the mediums to the largest global audience, and so that's what we're doing now.
Did you ever consider, either with you or your friends, just buying outright, pulling a Jeff Bezos type deal, where he just bought the Washington Post outright?
That wasn't really actually available. That I didn't buy, I invested. So what I did is gave the reason.
But you have a lot of rich friends.
I don't.
You're not too shabby yourself.
I understand that, but right now we want to let shareholders benefit. So right now, when I invested, I did a 3-year lockup on my shares, so I'm all in.
Yeah.
I'm not going anywhere. And more importantly, the shareholders have 84% of the upside. And so that's my job, is I'm completely aligned in pari passu with the shareholders.
All right, so when the folks at Gannett come back and say it's unfortunate that Tribune's board would deny their shareholders this compelling, immediate, and certain cash value by rejecting our offer without making a counterproposal or otherwise negotiating or providing any constructive feedback, they're more or less saying they're at a loss. You say what?
I say We just got there. We've sat down our board, and we have 2 advisors, Goldman Sachs and Lazard. I have outside advisors like the chairman of McDonald's, Andy McKenna, who's the longest-serving director at Tribune. We have a lot of people. I've met with Eli Broad in L.A. talking about the L.A. brand, and Bruce Karsh at Oaktree about what do we need to do.
So in other words, if it's not Gannett, I mean, you're obviously going in a direction we're going to boost that value. You've got the winning your back with a busy political season. We're seeing it ourselves. There's a lot more interest in this. I'm sure readership surges during times like this. And you wait it out?
Well, no. Well, what we did is we designed this new business unit to create transparency called Trunk, which is Tribune Online Commerce. It's also a double entendre. It's a pooling of resources. That's what the term means.
Right.
And with that business, what we put together is we have 400 different, from McClatchy to Tribune, where we take their content and syndicate it to 2,000 other sites, including Microsoft and Google. That's the business we're focused on. How do we take that business right now and drive that to be a multi-hundred-million-dollar business?
Do you think a year from now you'll be doing this as you're doing it now, or under someone else's umbrella?
I don't know if I do think that we have the opportunity to acquire other assets if we execute the next few quarters.
But you would be the acquirer.
Yes, because if we build the channels that we have and use the artificial intelligence to help content become more valuable, I don't think we're being acquired. I think we're the acquirer.
All right, but to those who say, and I know you've told the troops and everyone else that print is gone, print is dead, obviously giving the bidding that started, the interest in the whole sector that started, you're saying they're singing the funeral song too soon here.
Well, I'm saying I understand certain mediums come and go. We still need to move. There are cars. There used to be horses. We still need to move point to point.
Yeah.
There's just different ways to get the content out there. But people need curated, verified content. And we do that as best as anyone in the world with some of the best brands in the world. So, no, I totally believe in this business.
All right, so you give this time. You look at this environment. Does the upcoming presidential election influence you, or the environment influence you, that you've got to move sooner than later? What?
Oh, no, we have to move sooner. We need to show results every quarter. We need to do this right away. I mean, we are just leaving money on the table every single day right now. So we are moving as fast as we can. By the way, we're very excited about the upcoming political. It's surreal.
Do you have a candidate you like?
I don't have a candidate. I just think it's an actual reality TV, really long series that we're going to have the next 6 months. So
have you noticed in your various units when you cover Donald Trump, for example, readership spikes, anything like that?
I can't actually say that. I'm sorry, but that's a good question to find out.
I think you know.
All right.
No, seriously, very good having you. Best of luck on this.
Thank you.
We'll watch it very, very closely, but it is an affirmation, again, as if anyone had any doubt, that if you've got good content, you'll get a lot of good interest.